to another beautiful morning of daily morning ritual. Our celebration today. What do we have in store for ourselves? What is our intention? Great question of how do you create an intention and then let go of the attachment to the outcome? Great question. Start by, I would say, feeling it in your body. I would say create an intention and don't lean into the expectation that it is going to happen, and don't lean back from it like it's not going to happen. Simply set the intention and go about your day. I know it may sound strange, may logically feel like it should be something that you strive for, and it's more like I would say a subconscious program that you're putting into your body and your mind, and then it's also you're putting it out into the universe. So give that an experiment today. Set your intention, put it out into the universe, and then notice what shows up, what comes back upon the shores of your life. Let's begin our morning with our reading of the I Ching. As you may or may not know, the I Ching is an ancient divination practice. The Taoists created this divination method, which has basically messages that come from casting sticks or tossing of coins. In the modern day, it's throwing these little simulated coins, and we see what our message is for the day. What is the message that we receive to contemplate, to ponder upon, to consider as part of our getting started today? So I'll tap twice for myself. Cinnamon is here. She can tap twice. And then we'll tap twice for you. 1, 2, 6 and 45. The main message of the day is 6. Conflict. Sung. Heaven over water. Conflict. The proper response to conflict, whether it lies within or without us, is disengagement. Whenever we allow ourselves to be drawn off balance, away from the strength of quiet integrity, we are in conflict. It matters not whether the confrontation is between competing values in one's own mind or with another person. It is the inner departure from clarity and equanimity that leaves us with feelings of despair and vulnerability. The only remedy is to disengage from the problem and return to quiet contemplation of what is correct. Conflict provokes strong feelings of doubt, fear, anxiety, and impatience to resolve the situation. If you act under the influence of these inferior emotions, you will severely complicate the misfortune. By following the prescription of the sage and returning to a position of neutrality, acceptance, and detachment, you are able to meet opposing forces halfway, not recoiling in anger and condemnation, not pressing forward for some unnatural change in things, but waiting calmly in the center until the higher power provides the correct solution. The I Ching teaches us that all conflict is, in the end, inner conflict. When you see it beginning, you are obliged not to pursue it, for this only compounds your own misfortune. If you cannot regain your equanimity on your own, then seek the assistance of a just and impartial person in resolving the difficulty. The only way to live free of conflict is to hold steadfastly to proper principles in all things. Through balance, patience, and devotion to inner truth, we rise above every challenge. And then we receive the special messages, second line. The excesses of the ego can lead us into slaughter. The superior person maintains his humility and his calm and allows the sage to work things out. And the sixth line, you may achieve a temporary gain by worrying the matter to its bitter end, but the long-term price you pay for this will be great. It is wiser to simply let it go. And with further guidance from the Wei Wu Wei Ching, you don't have to straighten anything out in your mind. You only have to set it down if it isn't good. Your enlightenment is fully present at every moment of your life. If you perceive something between you and that, nothing more need be done other than to let it go upon observing it. Important messages for whenever you feel conflict in your day with a particular person or within yourself. And the flavor upon that is called gathering together. Lake over earth. Gathering together. To lead others towards the good, one must purify one's own character. The I Ching teaches that the world cannot move toward harmony and well-being unless human beings act in unison to further what is good and true. Our power as individuals is multiplied when we gather together as families, groups, and communities with common goals. It is our collective strength that makes positive change possible in the world. However, the tremendous power of human collectives must be directed by a qualified leader. The hexagram Sui encourages you to develop your character into that of a leader. Before a person may gather others together to achieve good, he must first gather together within himself proper principles. A leader who is not balanced and collected within himself will always be suspected by his followers, and in the hour when he needs them most, they will hesitate. Therefore, the first task of the potential leader is to accumulate in his own character all that is good and true and correct. In a very real sense, the progress of the world depends upon your thoughts as an individual now. Concentrate then on examining and correcting your thoughts, attitudes, and actions. Improve yourself into the kind of person you yourself would follow wholeheartedly and without hesitation. Learn to accept the natural progress that occurs when you act in harmony with proper principles and seek no progress at the expense of these principles. Train yourself to avoid misfortunes by anticipating them in advance. By purifying your character in this way and clinging steadfastly to higher things, you lead yourself and others towards well-being and good fortune. And from the Wei Wu Wei Ching, any activity or occupation can be your practice. As you go about what you do, simply detach your mind from its objects. Opening to emptiness is an alert state. You become one with what it is. With what is. And this is from Brian Brown Walker's translation of the I Ching. So if you get a chance and this speaks to you, then I would say invest a few bucks in this app because it is powerful reading. Beautiful. Let's use that as part of our meditation. Our meditation this morning upon our intention for the day, to know that whatever our intention is, whatever we put out into the universe, it eventually at some point will come back, and just trust and let it go after we cast it upon kind of the sea of thoughts. So begin by sitting upright in a posture that feels comfortable, where you can breathe without moving. If you want your rosary or mala, to help focus your attention. Use the mala every time you repeat your intention. Just move the mala forward one bead. Make your intention the highest intention you can come up with. What is it that will serve you, your family, your friends, and all beings? If it's building your inner strength, inner wisdom, let it be for the sake of everyone. If it's building prosperity, let it be for everybody. Let's begin. Beautiful. Beautiful. Gosh. So much beautiful quiet in that space of just being present. Beautiful meditation. Thank you for that. And let's jump into our breathing. Our breathing is based upon the Wim Hof method, which is based upon the ancient yoga practices. He's refined it down to 15 minutes of breathing, which we do every morning. 4 cycles of 40 breaths. At the end of the 40th breath in each cycle, we exhale completely down to 0 and hold it at the bottom. So if this is a full inhale and this is a full exhale, we exhale all the way down to the bottom and we hold it at the bottom as long as we can. We're aiming for 2 minutes. We're aiming for a 2-minute hold at the bottom. Hold as long as you can, if that's 30 seconds, if that's 60, if that's 180, whatever the case may be. 180 would be 3 minutes. Go for it if you're up to that level. And yeah, hold it at the bottom and notice what happens to the mind. It maybe stops spinning, maybe it doesn't have enough energy to keep thinking thoughts, so just be present until it becomes uncomfortable and then potentially very uncomfortable, and keep holding it until you can't hold it any longer, and then inhale and hold for 15 seconds, and that's 1 round, and we do 4 of those rounds. And the 4th round is slightly different, and we'll get into that, but if you can, I recommend that you get the Wim Hof app, which is available on the App Store and the Google Play Store, and you go into Breathing Basics because it's got a really useful retention timer, and it'll keep track of your progress every day and give you little graphs and things like that if you're interested in that kind of thing. And it just keeps you kind of on track so that you can see and kind of check off another day as you go along on your calendar. So let's begin. We start with a deep inhale and then a deep exhale. Kind of an intense inhale and a serene exhale. Last 10 of the first round. Last 5. Deeper breaths than before. Last 2, get your retention timer ready. Last 1, deep exhale. Hold at the bottom. Exhale completely. Go into nothingness. Start your timer. Deep inhale. Hold. Let out all the stale air, all the old thoughts that you don't need anymore. Let out all the agitation. We're building the deeper parts of our brain, connecting it to the higher parts of our brain so that we can activate our entire brain, energize each morning. If you need to take a sip of water, I follow Swami Rama's recommendation and drink 5 glasses of water. I store it in this big jar, but 5 glasses of water every morning. I make it warm so that it's not cold on the system. Chinese medicine says drink warm water. So even more than lukewarm, it's actually warmed with a little bit of kettle water. And rehydrates the body, flushes out all the stuff that's been digesting, get a good couple bowel movements first thing in the morning. And I do that after I do my oil pulling. And we'll talk more about oil pulling. Oil pulling cleans the mouth of the bacteria that's been sitting in there. We have like 500 different kinds of bacteria that accumulates in our mouth, and our mouth is apparently the dirtiest part of our body. So if we're eating all of our food through our mouth, and we're kissing with our mouth, and we're breathing through our mouth, let it be the cleanest that it can be. And so a little bit of oil pulling, 20 minutes of oil pulling in the morning really does a lot for strengthening the gums, taking care of bad breath. Who doesn't want nice breath, right? Beautiful. So that's our first round, and we're going to do 3 more. The last round is slightly different, but why don't we begin with our second round, and we start with an inhale and exhale all the way down to 0. Let out all the stale air. Use a little bit of intensity with your breath, a little bit of fire. Energize, activate, 5 more. Get your retention timer ready. Last 2. Feel the tingling in your head. Exhale completely, push out all the stale air. Start your timer. Deep inhale, hold. Let out all the toxins, all the stale air, all the agitation from whatever dreams you might have had. Come back into this moment. Feel in your heart with gratitude for this new beautiful day which is before us. This beautiful moment that we're having together. Thank you. Excellent. So our retention timer, we get a little bit longer each time. More intensity that we put into the breath, we get a little bit longer. Stay present in that discomfort a little bit longer. Push our oxygen, our chi deeper into our cells. Reboot our cells. Remind each of our cells and brain cells and our neurons that the agitation that we've been feeling, we can let go as we breathe again. A little bit of shock to the system gets the system to let go of the tension. It's like clenching your fist and then relaxing. The relax after the clench is actually a relief and it feels good. Clench, relax, right? Let out the tension. This is what we're doing with ourselves. This is what we're doing with our minds. We're doing a little clench release. Beautiful. So let's go for our third round. And our third round is like the previous 2 rounds. We start with the deep inhale and a complete exhale. Expel all the stale air. Completely down to 0. Use your abdomen, inhale with your diaphragm, push with your diaphragm when you exhale. Last 5. Last 2. Ready to exhale completely. Let go of all the stale air. Go completely to 0. Hold. Deep inhale. Hold. Let out all the stale air, all the agitation, all the unneeded thoughts. Let them all go. They're all gone. And feel this moment. Beautiful. Every morning feels so good to do this with you. Thank you so much. I feel great every time I do this. And doing it with you feels really special. Thank you. Beautiful. Well, this last round, the 4th round, we do everything the same way, except during the exhale hold, we also do as many push-ups as we can. I like to do them very slowly, maximum benefit. Research done at Colorado State University in the 70s with Ed Corney showed that if you do 5-second repetitions, it's the maximum benefit you get in the shortest amount of time. So let's do that. Let's do very slow reps, be very present, just notice as you're holding your breath at the bottom, and just be very, very present as you do each push-up, and do them slowly and as many as you can. All right, let's begin with a deep inhale and deep exhale all the way to 0. Again, use your abdomen. Get ready for your push-ups. Final 5. Ready for a deep inhale, deep exhale. Exhale completely. Start your retention timer. Do as many push-ups as you can. Deep inhale. Hold. Let go of all the stale air, all the thoughts that are unneeded. Let go of all the tension in the body and the mind. You may feel a bit of tingling sensation all over the body. It's like all the cells getting rebooted. Beautiful. And if you have a Wim Hof app, you can add your progress for the day. So you get to keep track of everything, your meditation, additional breathing, additional forward bending, reverse balance, headstand, all part of the daily ritual. Beautiful. Let's do a little of that forward bend. Stretch out the backs of those legs. You can reach your toes with your fingers. Hold onto your toes. If you can't reach your toes, just grab onto your legs. Pull forward as far as you can go. Feel that good stretch in the neck and in the back and in the shoulders. Feels so good to move the body, activating, energizing. If you can reach the bottom of your feet, you can hold onto the bottom and pull a little bit further. Yeah, feel the stretch in the lats, the upper back. So good. So good to do this with you every morning. Thank you so much. Thank you for doing this for yourself, because it really not only improves your mind and your body, you can then bring that to everybody who you meet throughout the day. Be present, be more heart open, feel more energized. Bring a smile to your face, bring a smile to everyone that you meet, and that energy gets transmitted to them. So thank you so much. Join us every morning. This morning we're wrapping a little bit early. You can continue with oil pulling if you haven't done it already, drinking of your water. Dry brushing is a beautiful practice to detoxify and stimulate the lymphatic system. So please continue to take care of yourself and enjoy this beautiful day. Thank you so much for joining. I love you. Bonjour.